mortals, capable of mistakes. The journey's not here to be agonized upon.
Ooh, welcome back, me and Mortal Lines. We've got a monthly goals. We are in January, and today specifically is the 4th of January 2026.
Beauty.
We're going to be reviewing the December goals, and if you do things like the new year, new me, new goals, new plans and whatnot, I guess maybe you'll... Actually, interestingly enough, I think it's the December or the January monthly goals that if I look back over the various years, ends up getting the most listens and views. So probably the New Year resolution style of watching. But we technically do hours of different schedule. I do my annual sort of rotation of my birthday on August, and Kyrin does his as well on an annual rotation of October. Yeah. So monthly goals are just a chance to review what we've been doing, what we said we were going to commit to, kind of check in, review it, see what's going on, and then looking at the January goals as well. Yep. Fairly simple. We also look at any, overall support, any other main call outs, any training things that we want to talk about as well. So hopefully, you get some value out of that by listening to us kind of talk and debate and discuss and chat about our personal goals. So I'm going to bring up my December goals, and all of them were quite easy to achieve. Usually the case when it comes to December goals for me. I don't want it to have something like, December goals are not for... if I had to think about it in the sense of, hardcore growth, grinding, usually December goals for me are not that. They are very much associated with connection, relationships, and it's as long as I am making the time for it, it gets achieved, is what I'm basically saying. So I had 2 in the mind, 2 in the body, 1 in the mind, and 2 in the soul space. All of these, tick, 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 tick. I ticked them all off in terms of completion. The 2 in the body was investing more time into the gym this month, 45 to 60-minute sessions, which I did, which was good because so if you've been listening to the podcast, I've been doing more running than I've been doing gym lifting in the last 4 months or so. But even I wouldn't say November, more like October and a little bit of November, I was doing so much running that my gym workouts were roughly about 30 to 35 minutes, and I was doing 5 sessions a week. So it was quite low in terms of what my usual volume was. I was like, okay, I want to do a little bit more of my gym, just an overall volume. And that was easy enough, especially December. I had more time off, more time to do it. It was nice and easy. Planning on documenting, including the first episode of the marathon prep. Planned it out, did the B-roll, A-roll, released it today, actually this morning, and released it with the wrong video. Interestingly enough, if you listen to it on an audio platform, you got the right video. So I did do the right video on audio podcast players that do allow videos to come out on there. Okay. So that is the right video, but on the YouTube, it was the wrong one. But that has been rectified now. So if you're listening to this right now, you have no clue what I'm talking about. But if you were one of the 7 people who watched it before I woke up, then you know what I'm talking about, including my dad. Thank you very much for noting it down. But planning out and documenting what I wanted to do for the first episode and the subsequent things. I did that, got it all rolling. That's awesome. Planning out the first quarter of 2026 for the Me Immortal plans. So ages ago, I had real success in putting down a calendar view of what I wanted to do every day from a podcast perspective, nothing else. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to put in the effort to do that. And so the January's already like full. There's so many things I want to do with it, with a tentative view of what I want to do February and March, but I'll do them as I go in the January month as well. But planning out that first quarter of what sort of books am I reading, what book reviews do I want to put out, when am I recording things for the marathon series, all that sort of stuff. The last 2 is setting aside an hour to reflect on the annual goals and improvements going into 2026. So this one was interesting because my note was that I've always used the same process, but have I stopped to think about if it's the right thing or whether I should be doing more goals, a quarterly goal, something else. Funnily enough, I took the time, I paused, I thought about it, and kind of came full circle in that.
Fortnightly.
It was like, no. It came full circle in the realization that, this is why I set it as an annual goals. This is why the eminent being goals actually work out so well. In that, if I was to shift to quarterly, I saw, okay, there's an extra load in the doing it, the administration of it, like the continuous changing cycle of it. I know some out there have a good way of doing it. I think Tim Ferriss does something very similar with 90-day type of like turnaround and other key things around 90 days. But at least for me and my structure, the monthly annual goals that I've kept on doing, I basically landed on yes, it's still optimal for me, even now I've had a chance to review
Okay.
other possibilities. So I was like, okay, but I might start sequencing things a little bit better. I think your sequencing things better is probably just going to be the improvement point. And the last one was the reviewing the family philosophy for how it gets put into action. And I very much did. So I specifically looked at what that looks like for 3 to 4 years old, for a 3 to 4 year old. And that was where I paused it. And it was easy. It was easy in the sense of just reviewing what does the document mean? What are the actions? What are the behaviors? What are the things that we prioritize and we don't? And having that conversation with my wife was good. And it was a nice chance to talk about the document, whether we wanted to print something out or just have it as a reminder for us, all of those various things. But I was like, yep, cool, awesome. I put a lot of effort into that. And I did a lot of these December goals very, very early in December as well. I think by the 10th of January, most of them were completed. So I was like, oh, this is awesome. So it led me for a very free December to do a lot of the other stuff, which was sort of relationship focus and things like that. Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. All right, I'll jump on to mine as well. I'd say I probably got, 90% of this done. So ones that I definitely didn't do were the book the Brisbane Marathon. Didn't do that. I also did not do any apartment research in Kangaroo Point. And probably this total of 93 calories, I was probably a bit over that. Christmas, eating stuff. I still probably put on like 1.5 kilos of weight, something like that.
Okay.
So not ideal, but also not the worst. I ate a lot.
See, what you need to do, folks, is you just need to be heavy enough so that, like me, so you be heavy enough so no matter what you're eating, the weight doesn't change.
Yeah, okay.
The weight doesn't change. Again, I think I checked myself 3 or 4 times this month. Every time it was either 89.7 or up to 91.1, and just fluctuates up and down, up and down, up and down. Oh, sorry, no. It's in like I was 91. I'd be 91 on a Monday, and by the Wednesday I'd be 89.7, and then I guess it depends on the timing of it as well.
All right, nice. Okay, so and also going out 3 days per week on weekdays, I probably did that 2/3 of the time.
Yep.
Things that are just worth calling out. Probably for this month was one of the best ones in terms of feeling really good about myself, feeling good about what I was doing, not having any, I suppose negative thoughts or any stuff like that in my head. Part of that was probably because I was too busy to. It was just so much stuff on.
Things to do, yep.
Barbecues, things to organize, etc. That I didn't have that as much. But also just making real good progress. Experimenting with the one arms. I'm getting pretty regular, like 9 to 10 seconds once a session, maybe twice. Yesterday I got 2 9-second ones.
It's becoming like routine now to get that.
Yeah. So that's really great. Said a good fuck you to the government by giving them a bunch of money. By renewing my passport on the very last day of the year. Saved myself $10. And then also gave them 400 and something, whatever. Forget about that. Everything else I'll just say, like, just been working on lots of things. Had a lot of time to like play around with some AI stuff, which I had been wanting to do for a while, like feeding a bunch of mere Morpheus things into it and seeing if it can work. It doesn't really.
Nice. Check the previous podcast.
At least the one I was, the one I was using. But found this really fun game, X402 Monopoly. Been playing around with that. It was really good spending time with family, friends, maybe even a date or two.
Oh, okay. So you did have a couple of dates this month?
A couple? No, I think it was one.
Okay.
But others in the pipeline.
Okay.
So
good.
Really, really great month for me. Had a very awesome December.
Good.
Cole is talking about having an awesome what would you call it? 2026.
Yeah.
So
he said the last time that he had that feeling was in 2020.
Oh, really?
Yes.
When did he say that?
He posted it on his Instagram story, Cole. That's right.
Oh, okay.
People do check your stuff, mate. He said that the last time he had a good feeling of the year was in 2020 And of course that happened.
Okay.
Yeah. So he was like, I'm not sure if this is like a good sign or not.
Shit.
But he's got good energy about 2026, which is awesome.
Okay, it took me a while to realize that. Well, he's asking, what if I told you my annual goal was to visit Australia? Yay or nay?
Ooh.
Look, 100% yay. The question would be when, because I've counted. I've got 4 weddings. You might even have more.
I'm out of the country this year as of this moment, as I know, 4 times this year.
Yeah.
So I'm coming. I'm going to be away from the
I may be
4
one.
times.
I may be one.
No, you've got more than one. You've got more than one already. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Our friends, Malaysian.
Oh, yeah. I haven't even thought about that.
Yep.
Let us know, Cole.
Yeah, let us.
Dates,
if you are
important,
very important. Yeah.
Because
There's things happening
holy
this year.
shit, holy shit! There's a lot of stuff coming on this year.
Yeah,
very, very busy. But Cole is one of our supporters for the show. He helps contribute some sats, and Peter also gave us some very big boosts. I guess I'll probably do a little roundup of the last year of boosting and stuff, because I don't do that
quarterly.
I think I do it
semi-annually.
Semi-annually now. But yeah, we'll have a look see at that, and I'll update the spreadsheet and see if anyone else gets a shirt or anything like that. Yep. I don't think so, but
we'll see.
I'll give a shirt to myself.
Will we again? I think we'll have to. We'll separately talk about it, not on monthly goals, not even on meanderings. We'll do a bit later, but it will be. I'm keen to review again the going into 2026 a podcast. What it is that we're doing, that value for value model. Are we seeing it? Are we seeing it continue to grow? We're seeing it how they changing things, et cetera, et cetera.
Yep.
But that's a conversation for another time.
For sure.
Let's get into the January 2026
Let's
goals.
do it.
I've got six goals.
You know what? You posted it. I did not even look at them.
An improvement of 1+1 from the previous ones, and they are a little bit more effortful. Let's just say, if you have to think about it in this way. 1, so three from the body perspective, and so just to reverse back, I've almost completed all of my annual goals.
Okay.
Which is a bit of a warning sign for me that I didn't do my annual goals correctly. And what does that mean? True. I actually got, I had 9 annual goals. I had to create 3 extra goals from the annual goals perspective. And 4 of my annual goals I've already set to grey, which means I'm not pursuing any further.
Yep.
Which is it's an interesting thought process that I'm going to review at the end of my annual goals to go like, okay, why did these 4 not work out, or why did I not want to continue them?
Yeah,
so, something to think about for later. The 3 in the body, 1 hammer drops, following the running breakdown plan. So I've planned it, get after it, and this is going to be an interesting one because I was saying to Kyrin a little bit earlier. Yesterday I was planning to do a 22-kilometer run, and I got a 10-kilometer run in. Now, is that a failure? Like, would I not take this as yes? It's interesting. I think I've got a running breakdown plan to get me running. And if I don't hit everything to a T, I'm going to be okay as long as I'm doing the running. I'm going to be okay. I'll tick it even if I didn't accomplish the kilometers, but I won't tick it if I don't follow through on a planned run. Because it's more about time on feet, going and doing it. So I think that's going to be the important thing. The second one, separating the gym workout with the runs more. So there's going to be an AM, PM shifts to maximize my effort on the weights. Again, following through from December, So I think right now I can tell you that Mondays and I believe Wednesdays, I can do my morning gym session and my run at the same time, because on Mondays, usually it's a super early day. And if you don't know, Mondays I wake up at about 3:15 in the morning. I can get into the gym, do my workout, and then I can have a pause, have a banana, unwind, and then go on and do my run at the gym as well. Okay. I've got plenty of time. Tuesdays, I don't run on the Fridays. Thursdays and like Tuesday and Thursdays, I want to be separating them. And then Saturdays, it's just a pure run. And Sundays might become a pure run as well.
Okay.
So it's just a separation of AM, PM to focus as well on the weights. Otherwise, I'm going to really drop something that I really enjoy. Yeah. And then January marathon documentation. So I've already released the first episode 0, and now it's going to be the subsequent.
Yeah, we really should book that.
Yeah. So, I guess with that you can book that like really close to the date, anyways, unless it sells out.
Yeah, no. Well,
now I will be clear. I actually don't care about running the marathon, the Brisbane Marathon. I don't care if it's sold out. I'd be like, bummer, but I don't care. Yeah. My goal is run a sub 2-hour half marathon and a marathon at some point in distance. Yeah. If I did it before March, I might even be like, I don't care about doing the Brisbane Marathon. But not as part of my goal. But I actually do want to do the Brisbane Marathon. So I want to, but it's not part of the goal. I think there's a differentiation there.
Gotcha.
But the documentation, I do want to document it. I think it'll be fun. And I even wrote this for myself. yes, I will document it in a way that hopefully people find enjoyable and want to have some interest in it and listen to it. But one of the reasons I want to document it is there's a very real possibility. This is my one and only time I will ever prepare for a marathon. So purposely,
Sure,
because I'll just keep on focusing on more lifting. And I even now I can get into running, but I just don't enjoy it all that much. I can see going for a 3-hour run. Sometimes it's like, this is boring. But a 3-hour, like, really good gym session, very different.
Yeah,
very different.
Agreed.
So, although
we'll experiment. We'll. It sounds like we might be running a bit together. So there's ways to try and make it more fun.
Running with people though and talking is slightly different. I do enjoy that. I think when we ran the 5 kilometer with an AI group, that was fun, and it didn't even feel like I'd run that 5 kilometers, even though I'd run prior to that as well, like a couple of kilometers as well. In the mind, I've just got one thing, which is attending one networking event this month. I did so in December, I believe it was, and I want to just keep that going as part of this quarter, so January, February, and March. I want to try and attend at least one event. I'm not
business type one, or
well, this is interesting. You mentioned that it doesn't have to be. It might be an art one.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be an art event. It could be a business event. If possible, it'll probably be an AI event.
Yep.
It might not be just one. It might be more. But I want to go to some sort of networking event, and that might be network, as you say, business. It could be AI. It could be learning. It could be art. Mm-hmm. Art in particular, because I'm starting to look at more walls in my house and going I kind of want some more art, some interesting things.
I see some empty hooks over there.
There's lots of empty hooks around this house. And the last two is in the soul. I want to set each morning the intention for the day, and sit with it for a minute. So this is an evolution on pausing and thinking and being kind of present. And I do my notes around what I'm going for the day and what I'm planning and reviewing the day prior. But I want to, and again, using AI is nice and simple to just go, okay, based on all of that, what's like one clear intention I can have for the day? That might be like today's is, be present for the 2 podcasts and, really phone free for the tennis event. Awesome. So I kind of just sit with that for a minute, actually think it through, kind of similar how you might pre-meditate a gym session or a squat or a lift or something else for a minute and go, cool, kind of puts me into the day and then just gets into it. So I like that already. I've been doing that for the last couple of days. It's been nice. And the last one is preparation steps up on a dad squared mode. So I'm not just going to be a dad. I'm going to be dad squared. There's going to be lots of things to sort out. So there's a few things around the house that I need to not just clean up, but actually fix up that we're thinking of doing. And December, I just kind of put it off in that we had lots of things going on, relations, like connections. There's just time of relaxing. Did all of that. Wonderful. Now it's about putting in that effort to clean up and fix up things around the house that I want to do before, becoming dad squared. So
for sure.
That's January 2026.
Beautiful.
Kyrin's got his usual connection up to his annual goals. Yep. We got some interesting ones here that I was saying to Kyrin off air.
Yeah, well, which was the first one? Maybe the stop being a hesitator and be a dater. Is that one of the interesting ones?
I think that was one of the interesting ones. Yep.
Okay, yeah. So one of the books I'm reading at the moment is How to Not Die Alone. I love all these how books.
Kyrin's aiming for the Gollum look. Going for Gollum.
Written by a whammon, and it's a dating book.
What?
A whammon.
I thought you were trying to say like a name, and then I was like, he said woman.
That's how PewDiePie says it, the whammon. Very good, very good. It's not dating advice for women, I don't think. I think it's generally applicable. Pretty good. I'd say it's also up there with the that Matthew Hussey book from the other week, which I have forgotten the name of, whatever that was.
Yeah, I do know the name. Like I remember, I can view it, but I can't remember the title.
In any case, one of the ththings in the book was saying people have this habit of, if my finances aren't good, I'll leave. I just need to lose a couple of kilos, and then I'll really jump back into dating. And I think that was also reflective of me in that part of the reason why I want to move out is just like the house itself is just like a little bit bleh. It's like it's not the greatest place to live. So it's like, if I move out, then blah, blah, blah. And I was going, I see what I'm doing here. So I have one of the things she was saying is like, try and get out of this mindset of being a hesitator and kind of label yourself a dater. And so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do that. And
it's Get the Guy by Matthew Hussey.
That's it. Thank you. So not a how-to book. How to get the guy, maybe.
How to get the guy.
No, it's probably get the guy. But anyway, go to 4 art exhibits of various sorts. So there's
this will be cool.
There's a Banksy one that I should be going to on Tuesday, I believe, with Brendan, and that's in the kind of Queen Street Mall area in Brisbane.
King George Square?
No, it's Queen Street Mall. There's a place there. The other ones I'm thinking of, like, maybe I'll go to Goma. Maybe I'll go to... And try and make it different as well.
Have you thought about going to that... I think it's called, like, Perspectives or something like that in Goma?
I haven't.
Anyways, apparently it's very good. So
okay.
I would recommend going to that.
Cool. So do a bunch of those. Organize an Aussie Day barbecue. I was asking around. Seems like nobody was doing it. I did it last year, so might as well try and do that. Skipping forward a bunch. One of them was clean up the house. So I did do the mowing yesterday. I'm going to see if I can fix up the outdoor toilet, which is just a mess.
As in it's not working?
That and the spiders have taken over. There is no one has been in that place for, I'm going to guess, like 10 years. Like no one's used that.
Okay.
I did use that toilet.
That's
it's been used once
toilet
in the last 10 years, and that was when I like stayed from a distance and I did a pee into the toilet.
Yeah, okay.
From a distance.
From outside.
Yeah, it was, Anyway, I'll try and, there's other stuff that probably needs fixing up around the house. Practice your learning from crucial conversations. I've got a little, I'm reading a book at the moment. I might do an impromptu book review, which is also one of the goals here, which was lean into spontaneity of unstructured thoughts. So maybe like an unstructured book review I might do, which could be fun because I did, what was it, a podcast on Mere Morpheus like that, where it was just like, here's a bunch of random thoughts and just did it out there. So I've got this learnings from here, from the book. Terrible front cover. My God, you look at the front cover and you're like, this book was, 1950s.
Crucial Conversations?
Crucial Conversations. I don't think it was in the 50s, but the front cover alone indicates that it's an old book. If you look at the red and white.
I do see what you mean. That like red.
Yeah. It's just very. It's not
published in 2018.
Yeah,
wow.
Not eye-catching at all. But man, really, really, really great book. Really, really spoke to me. So anyway, try and implement some of those into my everyday life, or at least keep it in mind of like, here's a conversation that needs to be had. If it involves emotions, if it's one of the ones where I can see myself kind of going into silence, aka not talking about what needs to be talked about, or other people is violence, aka like becoming really emotional or using name calling or using tactics to win arguments that are, it's becoming an argument and a debate instead of what they called a shared pool of meaning, a dialogue. So, want to try and implement some of those things. What else have I got here? Dollar cost averaging on some stuff I've researched, believed in, looking more into
any interesting
projects. There's one called Daydreams, which I just think is really cool. It's X402 Facilitator. So they are ones where it's like they help manage payments go through X402. So like it's essentially microtransactions. So that's what I'm really interested in, microtransactions and where they're being done, how they can be used and things like that.
They facilitate that microtransaction?
Yeah, so they're like the router for it, I guess. It's difficult. I still need to do more work to really understand these things, and it's pushing my technical capabilities of some of it. But there's other stuff as well. Focus on the passionate nerds and their history. I listened to Rick Rubin interviewing Brian Armstrong, so Coinbase CEO, recently. It was really good. It was really interesting hearing his story of, here's how he got into Bitcoin, for example, started up Coinbase, and kind of what the passionate nerds are doing. That's what they talk about, see what the nerds are doing on their weekends, and that's going to be like the next big technology trend sort of thing. So kind of like leaning into that.
I wonder who coined that terminology, because I've heard that be used by a lot of the popular podcasters. I know Joe Rogan uses it, Lex Friedman uses it.
Oh,
yeah. So I'm like, I wonder who actually said that first.
No idea. But
Yeah,
so,
it's a very good point. It's a very good point.
So just trying to learn more about the history of these people. That was a really great episode, and I feel like I've wasted a lot of time on kind of like junk recently, which we'll talk about in the episode following this, which is about media and stuff. Going to do some new round of one-arm handstand recordings. I think it's time for another do of that. Sign up for real to the marathon.
For real.
And make a plan for the actual marathon prep.
I think that'd be good because we have. It would be good to do it as in a team setup. So and we can get people invited. In fact, I'm actually right now. I'm saying it. We'll set it up, and it'll be called the Mere Mortals team.
Oh, yeah.
And then because I'm going to invite obviously a few friends, and then if anyone in Brisbane wants to partake in it, we'll be like, use this link, join the Mere Mortals team.
Yep, sounds good. Nailed. Do the work exercise in 2 of the books that I'm reading, which I've already just mentioned, Crucial Conversations and How to Not Die Alone. They've got some like little mini things that you can do in those books, and I was like, I should do those. That'll be cool. Already talked about the house. Oh man, I wrote this again, and I obviously didn't update it. Apartment research in Kangaroo Point. It's just kind of like off in the distance at the moment. I'm thinking more perhaps mid of the year move out. So it's probably a bit too much, but anyway, it's in there. That's one of those kind of grey goals, I guess you talked about. Which is, it needs to get done. Like I'll do it, but it's just not priority at the moment. Anyway, have the courageous conversation you've been idling on. I've already actually done that, so that's good. Consolidate some good habits and harness sexual energy. This is probably the link that Cole sent me via YouTube, which was talking about harnessing sexual energy. Let's see if I can find it. I assume he wouldn't mind. Sexual energy, breathwork routine, eliminate urges, and transmute. And that's actually the same words that I was looking for because it was the book by Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, which first introduced this concept to me of transmuting. Yeah, transmuting sexual energy into productivity or something like that. And I was like, oh yeah. I mean, I'm interested to revisit that. When I first read it, I was like, fuck, this is stupid. But now I'd be like, okay.
You might look at it in a different eyes.
Yep. Last one here, hone in the diet, no more fucking around. So try and lose those couple of kegs, as we say here in Australia. And I'm going to do that tonight by making some fried rice.
By cutting my legs off.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And
sticking to that.
Yeah, sticking to that. And then also, last one, unsubscribe from unhelpful YouTube content. There was just a bunch of YouTube things which I was listening to by default, and it's like, all right, if I unsubscribe from this, click don't recommend channel, I can...
You're not going to do it any longer. Yep. What was an example of one that you were just like,
let's think, because I haven't actually done any of this yet. Maybe something like the Steady Lads podcast, or this guy, he's changed his name, Degenvestor. It was people where it was like, there was some benefit to it, but there was also, oh man, this is kind of like wasting my time. Like they were more trend following. So that guy was talking about Zcash, for example, and Zcash was the latest hardest thing, privacy, blah blah blah. So just trying to get some of those just out of my default. You know what? I'm gonna unsubscribe right now.
Ooh, he's doing it live, folks. Doing it live.
There you go.
Yep. No, fair.
So busy-ish month, I'd say. There's some stuff, especially just because I'm trying to like incorporate all the things from the other months still into it. So I created a morning list that I read out just to myself. Only takes 30 seconds, but I still do that every morning now. So it's, it just compiles. Add stuff on.
Yeah, again, we talk about it often in the podcast. There's whenever, and I had this conversation with heaps of people in the last couple of days on, what are your New Year's goals? And I challenged them not to tell me what they're planning on doing, but what they're planning on getting rid of to allow for that. And it's always an interesting conversation when you go down the path of, what are you reducing? And when people actually stop to think about that and consider it, it's actually probably harder. think it's harder to remove than it is to add, because add feels fun and new and interesting, but it's often why a New Year resolution fails, because you're adding onto a already loaded life that you can't just add random things to, or you're just, overburdening it. But to remove, I think, is very hard, because usually you're either inculcated with just life and hobbies or routine that you don't want to get rid of.
Yep.
So part of, I don't even have it listed any of my stuff, but there was a part of, okay, coming into the new year or just January, what are the things I need to kind of like stop or shift to eke out a little bit of extra minutes and things that I can do. And again, I don't talk about it on the podcast or any of the monthly goals, but a lot of my daily tiny improvements are what's helping me do like the reduction. I've found actually really, really helpful now at nighttime. I've increased my amount of reading purely on some of the little tiny things I'm doing with my phone, in that, okay, and I cycle through these. It's not like I'm perfect with it, but I can only use my phone if I'm standing up and I'm not putting it down.
Okay, yeah.
Like when you're like near the bedroom. So putting my phone on charge, and as soon as if it's on charge, I can't pick it up and use it. Those sort of little things. I've still kept if I use social media, I have to both get rid of someone, like I have to unfollow someone, and if it's an unconscious thing, I've got to do like something else along with it. So but if it's conscious, it's okay. If it's conscious usage, like if I literally go, oh, I want to see this profile and check this out, fine. But yeah, it's like that. If I want to do a particular thing, again, what's the Atomic Habits, James Clear process of, there's a cue, there's a cue, a craving, a something, and a reward. Can't remember what the third one is, but trying to make it so that either like the reward is painful, or I remove can't remove the cue, but the craving kind of changes a little bit as well.
Gotcha.
So, I guess there's a lot of stuff that we still do. And again, I harp on this all the time, but if you go all the way back to 4 years ago, our monthly goals, you probably would have heard us talk about things that now are just day-to-day life that we don't even prompt anymore in monthly goals, but they still exist to this day. So we're starting to get to a little bit of a point that if you're listening to us right now and looking at our goals and where we are in life, I'd actually go, this is not helpful to you. Don't look at what we're doing right now and think that these are the goals if you're just starting something that we're doing to be like what we're doing. That's not going to be helpful at all. You actually have to go back 3 years' time and look at what we were doing then to really help you out in the beginning. This would be more someone who's on an equivalent pace or position that we are in now and have gone through their things to go, oh, okay, cool, I see the applicability of this. Because if they heard me talk about, I'm going to spend time to formulate my family philosophy in that, well, you probably need some family first and you need like the plan for the kids and the partner and whatever else. Doing that on an early piece, I kind of go, I don't think that's even worth it, because who are you going to have that conversation with at the beginning? So there's sequencing to that should take place.
There's other things like, so I dropped a bunch of my stretching to make room for focusing more on AI, for example. So that used to be hour and a half, 2 hours, almost every morning. I don't do that anymore, and I've noticed a decline. Like, my splits aren't full splits at the moment. They're still pretty good, but they're not like flat. That also then means my warm-up routine needs to be a little bit different for my training sessions. So you might hear me talk about like, I'm going to do like fucking 25Ks of running, or I'm going to do 6 days a week of handstands. That doesn't include the warm-up that I've almost not optimized to a T, but it's certainly like taken a while to be like, this is
exactly what you need.
The warm-up that needs to be done. And that's probably more like the beginner thing, which is like, I need to warm up every session, because most people don't. And that's how they also get injured. So,
but see, listen, if you're very, very new to doing whatever it is that you're pursuing, I'd say listen to this with a drop of hesitation / realization that there's other things that are precursors to the things that we're talking about today. Yeah,
for sure. So last thing is just talking about our general fitness for the month. So how much running were you planning on doing? Because you were talking about
in December and January.
Well, both, I guess, because you were saying in the last couple of months you've said like, I'm going to do 160K a month or something like that. What's January looking like? What's that?
January, I can tell you just very quickly, is looking like, and again, I'll say by kilometers, but again, and I mentioned I don't know if I'll hit all these numbers precisely, but it's looking at about, I'll just sum it up. That number is 170 kilometers.
Okay, so you're
January.
doing even more.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. This is definitely the month where kilometers are needing to be stepped up to achieve what I'm wanting to get to, remembering that I want to try and hit a marathon by March, basically. So my preparations may be more aggressive in that I want to be really ready in March for the possibility of then stopping for a little while and then starting back up again.
Yeah, with the come in baby. So dad squared. Yep, makes sense. Cool. All right. So for myself, it was just I ticked off some of the fitness challenge things. So it was the ring pull-ups, ring dips, and ring push-ups, which were basically half of the amount that I want to do on the bar. Mm-hmm. So those were 20, 30, and 40. I want to get to 40, 60, and 80 of pull-ups, dips, and push-ups. Mm-hmm. Rings are just harder. I find them harder. But it was still like, that was like a nice medium goal. It was a goal to like get me to like, all right, here's this level, and then like the next level, double it. So, but everything else is going really good. Handstands going really good. Rowing, I'm starting to get much better at, and I'm finding pacing wise, it's good. I did some running the other day. Fucking shit. It's terrible. Good. But we'll try and improve all of that. I can only think that the rowing and running would work well together, just in terms of pace wise. They're very similar. Like I'm trying to get a 3:13 1 kilometer row. Mm-hmm. My best ever 1K running was 3:15. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like, all right, I feel like those levels are similar. Like if you get to a very good couple of kilometers row, it should be the same for your running as well. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll
see if that matches up.
Yep.
Otherwise, I think that's it for the monthly goals for January 2026. Again, if you want to drop in a note after this live conversation on your monthly goals, or if you have usually the new year, resolutions, or if you want to formulate down a monthly goals, let us know. Go on a Discord, drop it on this particular channel, wherever you're listening to this as well. That'd be fun. For those listening live, thank you very much. We usually do the monthly goals roughly at around the end of the month time period. And if you are listening live right now, stick around because we're going to do the usual meanderings, which we do at 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. For now, immortalized, be well. One out. Go now. Good.
Very good.
See you soon.